What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video where today I find myself presented with a challenge because when I woke up this morning I really wanted to get out and ride the dirt jump bike. However, it's so windy outside, it's super wet and nowhere is going to be working, which sucks, but I get stoked and excited in these situations because it presents a challenge and it means you have to think outside the box, which is when I remembered that down the bottom of the garden there's a pile of scrap wood which I think I can build a kicker ramp from. Here we go then, I'm about to reveal to you our stockpile for today's ghetto kicker ramp build. There's actually so much in here when you look. It's perfect because there's pieces like this ply here which are great because they can cover the front of a kicker ramp. This tank probably won't be used for anything ever. But there's even an old EMTB hopper ramp, so you never know, we might even be able to fit this kicker today with a fresh set of alloys. There's actually even more stuff around the back of the shed here that we can take a look at. That can definitely be used, that's a really good bit. I wonder if that could be used for anything. What I'm going to do now is sieve through this pile, collect all the bits that I think I need to make a kicker ramp. That's a really good healthy stack of timber for this project, which I'm absolutely stoked about. I'd go as far to say that this bit here has actually been used for some kind of ramp build in the past, although I'm not sure quite what because it would be a thin old take off that. We're going to start this thing off by cutting our sides out of this 18mm board which I've got. I'm going to lay it down on the ground, grab some string, and then that way we can mark out the perfect radius and we'll be able to tell how tall we can make the ramp. The way that I've achieved a nice smooth radius is by measuring a piece of string at 5 foot and then pulling it tight to the wood and drawing the curve on the wood. I've kind of had to make it up as I go along a little bit because obviously it's scrap wood. I didn't know how much space there was and I want it to be steep enough to do tricks like flips on, but I don't want it so steep that when I ride into it I go through it or over the handlebars. Now that's drawn, we're ready to get the jigsaw out, cut the two sides out, and then we're really cooking on gas then. There we have it then, the two sides are cut and matching up absolutely perfectly. The height in the end with the radius has turned out to be about 1.5 feet. So if I was to build a kicker with perfect wood, I'd aim for 3 foot because that's a good size to get a nice smooth curve and a good size ramp to do some tricks off of. So this is obviously half the size, so it's quite a mini kicker and it is going to be quite a challenge to do some tricks off it, but that's all part of today's game. It's what's making it interesting. My next job is to sieve through this timber which I've picked out and choose some pieces of wood for the slats. This also is going to determine the width of the ramp, which the ply I use for the covering is actually super wide. I think what I'm going to do is start off by taking this old thing apart, and that will be the width because I'm actually quite lucky. I've got a lot of this timber, so I'm not too restricted in that area. You take a look at that, the ramp is really coming together. So within about an hour we've gone from a pile of scrap wood and being demotivated and down about the weather to being stoked, a ramp that's being built and a load of shredding that is imminent. As you can see, it's gone pretty dark. I think it's going to absolutely chuck it down with rain, so I'm going to switch to GoPro, cut a load of slats from this wood to go in the middle here, and I'm going to cut a lot because my ply is so manky I don't trust that I won't go through that, and then we'll check in with you. Hopefully I'm not soaked and the ramp is all built together. And just like that, there we have it. A mini kicker has been born. So that pile of scrap wood is way more useful as a ramp. The weather is looking so sketchy, it's gone so dark, but the next thing on our list is to get out and try riding this thing. So we're going to spin from the yard to the spot. You might think that we've changed country from the last clips because spring has decided to show up and it is very, very welcome. It's providing perfect conditions for us to try out our scrap wood mini kicker, which I'm excited about, and we've come to this open space to give this its first hit. Good thing with this being so small, you don't need much of a run up. It's absolutely perfect, exactly as I imagined that it would be like. On my phone here, I've created a list of challenges which I'm going to go around town in the next hour or so and try and complete. They're nothing too difficult, but it's just fun, and it kind of adds to the challenge of the scrap ramp build. One of the challenges is actually to jump over something, and I've seen over there, there's a bin which would be quite hard to bunny hop over. Maybe that could be the first challenge that we tick off. There we go then, perfect little setup to just send you up and over the bin. New location, next challenge, and we're going to be trying to do the wall ride. It's a bit of a classic spot, but I like it because you get a bit more bang for your buck, because not only do you get the wall ride, but you can also trick off of this ledge, so it feels like a little bit of a section as opposed to just one feature. Oh, it's perfect. It's so good. Let's get a clean one, and I'm going to do a trick off. That wall ride is super fun, and it means that we get to tick another one off of our list. So that's 2 out of the 5 challenges complete, and the next one I'm going to tackle is jumping onto something. So we've brought the ramp to the classic pillbox, which I've ridden a million times, and we're going to get a little line on it with our scrap ramp. Here we go then. It's scary because the ramp is actually quite steep. Oh, it's really abrupt. Oh, it's really abrupt. We're up. We're up. Oh, and we're down. Jump onto something, that's another tick in the box then, which means there's 2 left. We've got shred line and trick session. I think we'll start with the shred line. Shred line was the next challenge, and I only really had one thing in mind for that, and that was to come to the mini skate park, put the kicker in front of the quarter pipe like this, because it just makes it so creative and flowy, and I absolutely love it. I'm going to try to do a few here, starting with this one. As you can see, the line's actually quite tight. I suppose it makes it fun though, doesn't it? Let's try a harder one. Oh. Wow. I think we can definitely tick off the shred line. But I've got one more that I want to try. I want to do a foot jam whip at the end of this, but what I want to try here is so hard, and I'm worried I've messed that up. So I don't know if to go all in or to play it safe and do something safer. So I'm going to make it up as I go along. I didn't even get to here.
Again.
Oh no! No!
It looked like it was going well.
I went all in and it didn't work. Damn.
Hey.
Oh.
Oh.
It was going so good. I'm going to take that. That's a shred line complete. Let's move to the next one. Final spot is supposed to be a trick session, but I've really only got one trick in mind, which is the mini flip. It's tiny. It's the reason I built it steep. It's been difficult to ride so far because of how steep it is, but it's all for this trick. I'm going to do a test run. I don't know why I set myself these challenges sometimes. It's so scary. The ramp's tiny. I think I've just got to do it. Like, you can't prepare for it. It's just a small wedge which fires your front wheel in the air. Easy. It was easy. Woo! So stoked with that. It was well easy. But I literally built that steep for one reason, and that was to do that. And it was actually the easiest thing ever. I think it was so easy. I want to do it again, different angle, and then we'll wrap this video up. So think that concludes a successful challenge. We can tick the final box, and I think we've absolutely made use of a bit of a boring, useless day, which I couldn't get on the jump bike, turned into a successful fun mission. So if you've got a pile of wood laying around and any bike, get out there, build yourself a ramp and set yourself some challenges. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, give it a thumbs up, leave your comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a